through today's program.
A very warm welcome, Alicia, right here in Marikana. It is quite windy here today. Well, it's the official program, Alicia, is taking very long to unfold. You know, it's taking much longer than expected. The event was officially opened at 11 o'clock, but since then, we've only seen, musical performances, cultural dancers taking the stage. We are yet to see the speeches begin, but what we are to expect, Alicia, or what we can expect to see is a speech by the CEO of Lonmin, Mr. Ben Magara, on the commitments and the strides that they've made as the employer of these mine workers who died here ever since 2012, to try and make sure that they help develop the lives of the mine workers as well as the communities around here in Lonmin and Marikana. We can also expect to see Advocate Dalimpofu representing the legal fraternity. You remember that he took quite a big role in those legal debates, Alicia. We're also expecting to see a speech from the injured mine workers, giving their speech, because you remember that more than 70 mine workers were injured here. Those that have lived to tell the story, Alicia, we will also be hearing from them today. We'll also be hearing from family representatives, Alicia, of the people that were killed here on this day back in 2012. We're also expecting to see a moment of silence being taken in honor of the souls that have perished. We'll also hear a roll call, a name of all of the deceased mine workers being called, just to pay one last respect to them. There'll also be a laying of the wreath. We're also expecting AMCU leader Joseph Matunjwa to give a keynote address, but that is not expected to happen until around 3 o'clock. I don't know if that will take place, as the program has been delayed, so it is expected that every other thing will be delayed from here onwards. We can also expect to hear from the Marikana Trust Foundation. You remember that millions of rands have been, going into that account to help alleviate the appalling conditions in which the widows of the Marikana deceased are living in, Alicia. So it's quite a jam-packed program, but it is yet to begin, as I alluded to you earlier. Alicia?
Bocheng, have you managed to speak to any of the widows or the affected families? I mean, we hear that they might be actually calling for a reinvestigation of all those that they deem responsible.
We have not been able to speak to any widows because ever since we arrived in Marikana on Sunday afternoon, we understand that anybody that was involved directly to the killings of Marikana, be it the victims or the widows, are not allowed to speak to any form of media. In fact, yesterday we understand that they were taken by AMCU representatives to go to Joburg to avoid being in contact with the media. So we have not heard from any of the widows. We've heard from other people that stay in Kaneng local settlement, informal settlement, who also know the people that were involved in the shootings here. And the message from them is that they are very disappointed and quite angry as well that nobody has been held accountable or responsible for the shootings and the killings of the mine workers by the police on this day back in 2012. Also, we've heard from the families of those 10 people that died, including 2 police officers and 2 security personnel, saying that only one side of the story of Marikana is being told. They're complaining that there's not being told. It is as if those 10 people that died in the days leading to the 12th of August 2012 have been totally forgotten, and they say that they also want to be a part of this event. They also want to be remembered, and remember that their people were also involved, and that they too lost loved ones right here. Alicia?
Ole Bocheng, do tell us, we know that the ruling party has before said that they were not invited to the commemoration proceedings. Do you know if anybody from government is actually present there today? And what is their role in today's commemoration?
Well, I have gathered, Alicia, so far that nobody from the government is here, particularly the provincial government. Speaking earlier in the week to the spokesperson to Premier Supra Mahumapelo, Brian Sitswambung, he told me that they will not be taking part in any of these activities here today, but that on the 2nd of September, they will be holding a separate event that sounded like it would be a prayer event to remember the fallen mine workers of Marikana. So there's not quite a lot of government representatives here. I've only seen a lot of opposition parties here. The EFF is quite adequately represented in the province, and I also understand that Julius Malema, he will be making his way here as well. I've also seen the UDM leader, Utatu Ubantu Holomisa. I've also seen a DA leader, Musimaimani. So opposition parties have come out in their numbers, but as far as the leading party or the government, they haven't been well represented here. Alicia?
Thank you so much for that live update. Oleboheng Khoselenzwe live to us from the Marikana commemorations events out in Marikana.